The World Series, the grandest stage in Major League Baseball. It doesn't matter how you get here, all that matters is what happens next.
Don't look away. Send a display. All eyes on me.
The autumn air feels heavier. The game slows down, but the moments speed up. Who will rise and who will fall? Our advice? Just keep watching.
Start the party, Los Angeles! Your Dodgers have won the World Series!
The Dodgers silenced the critics in 2024, capturing a second World Series crown in 5 years and their first in a full season since 1988. Upon arrival to spring training, the mission statement was a single word: repeat. Led by another MVP caliber campaign from Shohei Ohtani, LA clinched a playoff berth for the 13th consecutive time. The brightest star in the City of Angels struggled at October's outset, but awoke from his slumber in emphatic fashion, putting together perhaps the greatest single-game performance in postseason history.
Oh my goodness! Shohei Ohtani!
Shohei Ohtani, 1 of 1! The first defending champion to reach the Fall Classic in 16 years. The Dodgers now look to become the first to win back-to-back titles since the Yankees won 3 straight from 1998 to 2000.
Well hit down the left field line, way back and
Touch them all, Joe. You'll never hit a bigger home run in your life.
It's been over 3 decades, but the American League pennant once again flies north of the border. The Blue Jays began their calendar with a bang, inking Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to a staggering $500 million extension. That investment has paid off as the relentless Vladdy has served as the catalyst for Toronto's playoff push. But it was a hobbled former Fall Classic MVP that stole the show in the ALCS. Channeling his inner Joe Carter, George Springer's Game 7 go-ahead blast was the biggest at Rogers Center since the famed 1993 clincher, making a definitive statement that these Jays are out to prove that they will not be a footnote in another team's story. From all corners of the world, we've watched and waited, and now the moment has arrived. The fall of a season yields the rise of a champion. Game 1 of the 121st World Series is next. Well, what a way to get us ready on a beautiful fall night in Toronto, Ontario, Canada. Maybe the most international of all the World Series we've ever seen. This is the 121st World Series. An entire country feels like it's packed inside the Rogers Center for Game 1. The Dodgers against the homestanding Toronto Blue Jays. Dave Fleming, Ryan Spilborghs, great to have you back with us here live as we count down the minutes to first pitch time. Incredible national anthem presentation, and all the towels are out. Spilly, you could feel not just a city, a whole country behind this Blue Jays team.
It was pretty incredible. We watched the national anthem, and they were showing Freddie Freeman singing along for both national anthems. You go back to Vlad Guerrero's connection to Canada, and then of course, like when you think about this market and the international market that it brings, it's amazing. You're right. I mean, Alejandro Kirk from Mexico, all the different players from the States, the Latin feel. It's amazing, and to know that this is the first time that a lot of these fans have been back to the World Series since 1993. Generations of fans that haven't seen a team get to the World Series, and they're here.
I mean, in some ways, the journey for the Blue Jays over the last few years, and maybe going back even farther, has been tortured. Close many times, heartbreaking losses, and they're feeling like this may be the year, despite what they face on the other side, because everybody knows how talented this Dodgers team is. The star power that they have, led by that guy who's in the dugout right now, Shohei Ohtani, who I mean, we've talked about it already, but maybe he is coming off the greatest game in the history of this sport. I mean, it's not like he's alone. You got Freddie Freeman, you got Mookie Betts, you got Clayton Kershaw, you got Ohtani. You got 4 MVPs on this one Dodgers roster.
Pretty amazing, right, Dave? Especially when you consider, where they are in their careers, and they're still in a way in their peak. Ohtani's in his peak. Freddie Freeman, yeah, he's slowing down a little bit. So is Mookie Betts. But what we saw in Game 4 of the National League Championship Series was nothing short of amazing. StatCast is presented by Google Cloud. Thinking about exit velocities of 116, the distance 446 feet. He didn't just hit 1. He didn't just hit 2 homers. He hit 3. There's only been 12 players in postseason history to have hit 3 home runs in a game. Ohtani's one of them. But what none of the other players did was pitch in the same game. Shohei Ohtani pitched in this game, which is incredible to think about because it was 6 innings, 2 hits, 10 punch-outs, and by the way, he threw 11 of the hardest pitches in the game. When we talk about a unicorn, Dave, we can't say it enough. This guy is rare.
Very rare. And he's in this kind of company. 4 MVPs in a 5-year span, assuming Ohtani wins again this year, which he's gonna. Bonds, Bill Russell, LeBron James, and the great one, Wayne Gretzky. I mean, that's the kind of company that Ohtani is keeping these days. It's well-deserved. And he's doing stuff that literally has never been done in the history of this game. And what a way to start the World. Can you imagine what it's going to be like in just a couple minutes when he comes to the plate to start this World Series as the Dodgers leadoff hitter?
It's amazing. I mean, the best player that I think I'm ever going to see in my lifetime. And when I consider what he means for the sport globally, what he means for the Dodgers and their organization, watching him walk up to the plate, and we know we're going to also see him throw in this World Series this year. It baffles my mind on the impact that this guy has had to Major League Baseball, to the Dodgers, to everything. Like, he has changed the game.
The world is watching this game, this series tonight, and not all of it's because of that guy, but there's probably never been more attention around the world on this Fall Classic than with Ohtani in it, starring for the Dodgers the way he's played. Now, that said, as great as he was in that single game, the best hitter in these playoffs is on the other side. Vlad Guerrero Jr. is having an historically great postseason.
I saw Vlad Guerrero earlier in the year, and when the timing's not right, he's pitchable. But when the timing is correct, and you'll see it, it is a slow load. The ball's looking like a beach ball to him. We know he doesn't like the Yankees. 529 batting average in the division series. We get it. Awesome. He has red in his eyes when the Yankees pinstripes are on. But you go and you parlay it against a Mariners team that had one of the best overall pitching staffs in baseball, and you continue to torment. I've never seen anything like these guys that they're hitting. And then you think about the pedigree. His pops, he was in the World Series in 2010 with the Rangers. They fell short. That was an incredible World Series. But look at the numbers. If you compare them, like father, like son, 162 game averages. It is amazing in the 4.5 wins above replacement, OPS numbers. I mean, they are basically spot on. And his dad was a Hall of Famer.
And he's tracking to be that way, particularly when you factor in how he's playing this playoff. So we were in the Blue Jays clubhouse before the game, and you just talked to his teammates. I mean, these are all the best athletes in the world. The way they describe having an up-close seat to watch this guy swing the bat over these last couple weeks was eye-opening.
And his defense was on point. I mean, he made a couple plays in the Mariners series where if he doesn't make the play, it probably is the Mariners in the World Series right now. So it wasn't just his bat. It was his ability to field his position at first. And that's going to be the separator. As we're watching this World Series, the thing that stands out about the Blue Jays, they do not give up extra outs. They do not punch out. And when I look at a player like Guerrero, who truly is a superstar with his skill set and his talent, he loves the big lights. He loves the moment, but he plays the game right. He does the small things that we'll talk about that a role player should be doing. Guerrero's doing that. He'll do a dirt ball and he'll take advantage of it. That's the thing that's so amazing about it.
Hey, he doesn't look all that stressed out about getting ready to play in his first World Series game. The umpires are at home plate and exchanging lineup cards. And it's Dave Roberts and it's Don Mattingly, which is really cool. One of the all-time great Yankees, and it's hard to believe his incredible baseball life. This is Don Mattingly's first chance to experience the World Series as a coach for John Schneider and the Blue Jays, with an umpiring crew chaired by Mark Wegner that we think is an excellent crew. Will Little behind home plate tonight. But I think I know it's not a huge story. Don Mattingly's not going to play. He's just a coach. It's a really cool thing that he gets to be here.
Donnie baseball finally in the World Series. It's fitting. It's also, for him to be able to exchange lineup cards. I love that John Schneider recognizes what he means to baseball, what he means to the clubhouse. And just to give you an idea, if you're in the league for that amount of times as a big leaguer with the Yankees and you never made it to the World Series, it gives you the idea of how difficult this position is.
He spent 40-plus years of his life more in baseball, and this is his first chance to do this. Speaking of a guy who made an imprint on baseball history, this was just a few moments ago. Cito Gaston, the two-time World Series winning manager, those back-to-back Jays champions, the last Blue Jays team to even play in the world. They've only been here 2 times before. They won both of them under that guy. Really one of the more underrated managers in baseball history. It was a star-studded Blue Jays team back then, wasn't it?
We were amazing because it was remarking that the Blue Jays in 1992-93, when they started acquiring guys like Roberto Alomar, getting Joe Carter, that they were essentially what the Dodgers are today. And of course, the last time there was a World Series game here in Toronto, 1993, Game 6, Joe Carter rounded the bases.
Touch them all, Joe.
I mean, I get goosebumps seeing this moment, just knowing the fandom here in Toronto and how long they've waited for this opportunity.
It's a long wait. And now they're trying to break through with their 3rd franchise World Series championship. And look at that young man getting ready to take the field. The Blue Jays 22-year-old Game 1 starter, 2nd youngest pitcher to start a Game 1 of a World Series in history.